What is up, guys? It is Nundark, and I know you guys are clicking on this video to see the cards that we are submitting to PSA, and you want to cut straight to the chase and you want to see those big hits, and trust me, wait. They are bangers, they are massive hits, but I want to give you three, not six, three quick announcements. The first being Go State. It is a Cyclone state. Our football team is rolling. Enough about that. The second is we are submitting these cards, and by we I mean Matt, Frank, and I, the three three of us, three amigos, the two dudes who are always bopping in and out of videos and over enjoying Pokemon with me. But good friends of mine, we're going to submit to PSA and not CGC. On the back wall here behind me, this you'll notice, and if you've been a subscriber of the channel for a long time, you've probably seen my previous submission videos. We submitted to CGC. We will now be submitting to PSA, and that's for two main reasons. One, CGC, as of late especially, their credibility and the values that those cards are holding are going down, and we don't want that for this submission because these cards are absolute bangers. And I don't want to ever have that's a CGC 10, so your Charizard's only worth $150. No, I want it to be a $300 PSA 10 Charizard. So that's the main reason, and I'm not going to get into the whole CGC controversy, but a lot of these cards it was our first grading submission. It's a cheaper entry point, and we wanted to grade nostalgic childhood cards that we were never planning on offloading or flipping or selling, or really treating like an investment. So that's why it didn't really matter. But now and that brings me to my second reason here. Depending on what some of these cards get, they are massive, massive cards, and we want them to be graded in a strong and stable PSA market, where if we ever did want to offload them, we want to know that the value is there. And that's why we're going to go with PSA over CGC from a grading standpoint, not knocking CGC, but we also found a way to get the entry point into PSA pricing cheaper, and that is becoming a Club Pro, I think, member for $150. What that gives us for an entire year is bulk $15 per card grading. That rivals CGC prices, maybe a little bit longer of a turnaround time, but for $15 a card, that's what we want. We don't want to pay $25 a card. So yes, we had to pay $150 up front, but now it allows us to almost grade more frequently and submit more cards for grading because we've paid that upfront cost. Now it's just $15 a card, and it does jump to $18 a card if any of our raw cards are over 200, but we aren't grading gold stars in this submission. No shinings, no big, massive like Giratina, Umbreon type cards that are over 200, a lot that are almost 200, a little teaser. But yeah, so it works. $15 a card, no brainer for what we're submitting. And then the third is we are so close to 700 subscribers, which means we are close to 1,000, and I can't wait to give some stuff away. I've been buying stuff, keeping it in this room as a surprise, but there is stuff coming out to you guys. Thanking you for being part of this community. I love engaging with you guys, comments, all that. I'm not going to go into a rant. That's not why you're here. Just subscribe, hop on the train. It really means a lot to me. If you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And now we're going to get right into why you are here. 3 minutes and 22 seconds in. That's not that bad for me. Typically my intros I've heard are 6 to 7 minutes too long. So 3 minutes in, we're going to go in ranking of most expensive card to least expensive card. And even the last card I show, you're not going to want to miss. It's funny, and it's an awesome card, and there's a story behind it. So we're going to start big though. We have a Master Ball, and these are all in their semi-rigid sleeves with a pull tab and just kind of all the PSA instructions. I don't actually think the pull tab is required, but just kind of ignore that you're not actually going to see the raw cards. These are far too valuable for me to just be flailing around without protection. So this is a Master Ball Pikachu, and this is valued at $175 raw. So this total submission is $1,900. I think $1,915 in 20 cards. Do the math there. That's about $100 a card on average. And Frank, Matt, and I are each submitting about 7 cards. So I'm not going to go through whose are whose, but we're about $2,000 into this thing, 7 cards a piece, and there are absolute bangers. I should have had you guess the price. Maybe I'll just have you in the comments tell me your favorite card after I'm all done with this. Tell me which of these is your favorite card. Then we have, for $162 raw, these two Lugia V Alt Arts from Silver Tempest. Okay? Now, there's going to be a part 2 to this video, and it's going to be opening up our CGC return. So all the boys will be with me. Frank, Matt, and I are going to live reveal our cards, what they got, how many hit 10s. That's going to be a video you don't want to miss. And then the third video is going to be, did we profit or lose? Taking into account shipping and grading costs and the membership, did each of us on an individual basis profit or lose off of this submission? So it's going to be a 3-part series. This is just telling you what we're submitting today for grading. So we have the Pikachu Master Ball, the 2 Lugia Vs. Then we have from Fossil a first edition Gengar Hollow. Super minty. All these are super minty, guys, or we would not be submitting them except for one card in here, and I will tell you why. But super minty if not told otherwise. And this is for $140 raw. And this is off TCG pricing, by the way. Then we have 2 Charizard EX Special Illustration Rares from 151. And one of these I pulled with my wife. There was a story time video about that. So very special. These are $122 a piece. For $119, we have the only non-mint condition card, and this is the iconic Grail of Grails Lugia Hollow from Neo Genesis. Not first edition, still a chase card for many people's entire collecting goals, and it's in good shape. The reason we're submitting this is it was previously submitted in CGC, and it got a CGC 4. We want to get this bad boy into a PSA slab. Frank traded me this card. I graded it in CGC, and that now it's being cracked, and it's back in Frank's hands via another trade. Actually, that involved this Pikachu, but this is back in Frank's hand, and he wants it in a PSA slab. He actually cleaned it with a Q-tip and got some of the dirt off. There is hollow scratching, and there's whitening. But the goal here is even if it's a PSA 4 instead of a CGC 4, that's better. And if it magically gets like a PSA 5, that really helps the value of this card. Beautiful, beautiful card though. Then for, let's see here, $112 is this Secret Rare Pikachu VMAX, the Rainbow Chonkachu from Vivid Voltage. Then we have a Fire Red Leaf Green Hollow Venusaur EX. Super minty. This is $109. Yes. $109. Just stick with me here. I'm following. I did not write the names on my price sheet. And then for $108, just behind that, is this Magikarp from Paldea Evolved. This card is so hard to get a 10 in, and if it does it like 6 X's, it's money. It's around $500 to $600 in a 10. And it changes every day, but it is so valuable in a 10. Nonetheless, I just absolutely love this card. Gyarados up at the top, right there. There's Gyarados, and just such an iconic card from Paldea Evolved, the #1 card in that set, which is also potentially the #1 set in the Scarlet and Violet era. So very excited to grade that. For $105, we have this Charizard from Paldean Fates. So this Terraform Charizard SIR. And then Matt is actually calling me as we speak. These videos are very raw, very unfiltered, as you can see. Then we have for $97 an Aerodactyl V Altart from Lost Origin. Gorgeous card, super minty. Hopefully that hits a 10. This one is pretty minty, but there is hollow scratching, and that's what makes Legendary Collection cards so hard to grade. But this Dratini is absolutely gorgeous. This silver card in a PSA slab, ooh, chef's kiss to how this is gonna look. We'll see what it gets. Even a 7 would be fine with this card, but this is coming in at $79 raw. Then we have a base set Blastoise hollow, or all base set Blastoises are hollow, I guess. This is $77 raw. So also in great shape. Great shape for being vintage, not a lot wrong with it, period. So this has like the chance of getting an 8 or 9, which would be crazy. Then for $58, we have the Mew Special Art Rare, or Secret Art Rare from Japanese 151. This was a promo card in English, but a very hard card to pull in Japanese because you only get 1 Secret Rare per box, which could be a full art. Not even guaranteed an SIR. So if you do get an SIR in a box, then you have to pull the right SIR. So this is a very hard card to pull in Japanese 151, a set near and dear to my heart. Very excited to pull or to grade that. For $50, we have this Zapdos first edition holo from Fossil in great shape. So another vintage card here, but again, super minty. Then we have for $46 the Eevee illustration rare from Twilight Masquerade. And this is one of the better illustration rares in the Scarlet and Violet era, in my opinion. A super, super popular Pokemon. And there are like 8 Eevees in this picture, minimum. So super cool card. Then for $42, we have a Origin Form Palkia V-Star from Crown Zenith. So this gold secret rare, part of the Galarian Gallery, is the only Crown Zenith hit. I was going to grade the Mewtwo V-Star because I love that card, and my wife and I pulled it, but I think it's off-centered and guaranteed to get a 9, so I'll just enjoy it on my shelf for the time being. We do have another Japanese 151 card along with the Mew Secret Rare, and the first card I showed, the biggest hit, the Pikachu Master Ball. This is a Mewtwo Master Ball. So there's the M there above the Pokeball reverse hollow foil. This is one of the more coveted Master Balls to pull. Again, you have a 1 in like 150 something chance once you take the EXs out to pull your personal desired Master Ball. So these are holding their prices, especially in a 10, and Japanese print quality is extremely high. So Mewtwo Master Ball coming in at $41 raw, over doubling that in a PSA 10. And then the final card, the only card under double-digit pricing, meaning it's a $9 card, but it is the Holo Unknown A, non-first edition, unfortunately. I think I'll upgrade this at some point, from Neo Discovery. I'm very close to mastering Neo Discovery, which leads me into a future video series we're going to be doing very soon here. Chicago Collecticon is October 12th. I will be going with Matt and Frank, and we are going to be vlogging it, making videos about what we're trying to get there, what we're bringing to trade in, the whole process, the negotiation, you name it, what we come home with. It's going to be crazy. And one of the things I want to do is finish my Neo Discovery Master set because I love this set so much. And I have almost every non-holo in first edition and a couple of the holos in first edition, and I'm only missing like 2 or 3 holos. So I'm not far away, and that is not a flex. That is just me loving Neo Discovery. And this is also Unknown A. There's obviously an unknown for every letter. My name is Alec. So A is, I want to grade ALEC. I think that'd be super dope to display. Just for fun, just to grade my name essentially in the unknowns and eventually the first editions. But this is a very, very minty, could get a 9 legitimate holographic Unknown A from the Neo series, which I love. So this is not for return on value. This is strictly to grade and slab a pretty minty Unknown A for my initial from a set I love. So that is, yeah, there's a lot in this grading pile, but when you just quickly, to recap, I mean, it is sickening shipping these cards off in a box. Just with the horror stories you hear and just honestly just parting anxiety from holding all these cards that mean so much and are so valuable and then just shipping them off, terrifying. But when you get them back, it is, I've said it before, legitimately like Christmas morning. And it's the best day when you get that notification that they've been graded and they're shipping out to you, and then when you see it on your doorstep. So there are all these cards that we're grading. So many are in such great condition. And we are 45 business days as effective tomorrow. So like 62 calendar days away from getting these back, which would be right around Thanksgiving. And I cannot wait. So that is a review of these cards. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and maybe it inspired you guys to look through your collection, figure out what cards you want to grade. Maybe you learned something about PSA. And there's a lot of videos about PSA versus CGC, or how to submit with PSA, how our cards came back, did we make money, did we lose money? And that obviously will be 45 days from now. So in the interim, we're going to be doing a lot of Collecticon content. So this channel is going to be loaded with content. I'm trying to post more frequently. please subscribe, hop on that train. Thank you for watching. Most importantly, as always, be a good human. Tell somebody you love them. It'll make their day. And that's at the end of the day, all that matters. Go enjoy the hobby. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.